Okay, folks, this is my old '03 GMC, or sorry, Chev Silverado pickup. It's a 2003, but they're all the same basically from 99 to '06. And it's had better days. It's in a pretty bad state of rust right now, but it's my plow truck. And I can put the plow on my other one, which is a GMC in '06. But I still like to have it with the plow on here that I can leave it. So I've got a problem. I've patched my transmission cooler lines over and over and keep spraying them with oil, but they keep rusting. And it's at the point now where the leak is right at the transmission. And there's nothing I can do except replace the lines. And if you've looked into this, it's not an easy job. But what I'm attempting here now is, I think, going to work well. So what I did is, you can see one of the lines hanging down. It was leaking right at the transmission. So if you look up in there now, you may or may not be able to see. Let me turn the light on the phone here. Well, it may not let me with the camera mode on. In any case, I'm going to try this and just see if you can see up there. I can see it by eye. So those are the fittings up there. It's directly up above now. You can see where the line broke off, just the other side of that round piece. So this right here, that fitting is the fitting that the line presses into, the GM fittings. There's one there, and you can just barely see there's another one above it. So the lines were broken right there. These things are rotten. So what I did was, the line was still attached and you couldn't get them out, of course, and you'd never manage to get them out. So I got my reciprocating saw and I cut both of those lines right up there, as close as I could, but anywhere would do as long as they were separated. Then I just bent them a couple of times and they broke off right at the fittings because they were shot. So I took the plastic rings off that you see there, the lock rings, and I cleaned up the nut just by hand, just to feel that the nut was still okay as part of the fitting, which it was. So I've now put my socket on there, and an 18 millimeter socket I put on there, and I've managed to loosen and turn both of them out. I just sprayed it with cleaner to clean all around so dirt doesn't get in. I'm going to take them out, and if I have to replace them, I'll replace them. And I'm going to try just buying two short of the little repair tubes that click in to the new fittings, and put a piece of transmission line hose on there, just a loop, because I don't need the cooler. This is a plow truck. It's only used in the winter, and I've never had a problem. So anyway, I'll keep you posted how this goes. So there's my fittings. So this is what I used to get them out. Just the 1/4 inch socket with an 18 millimeter deep socket. And you don't have a lot of room to move under there. So I used just a piece of pipe off a bottle jack as a cheater, because laying on my back, I didn't have a lot of room to move and get leverage there. So actually breaking them free wasn't bad at all with that. So you can see these are absolutely finished. You would never get that out of there and reuse it. So I'm going to my automotive shop and I'm going to see if they can sell me some. If not, I'll stop at a transmission place. And I'm going to get the little adapters. I know many companies make the adapters, such as Dorman, but they snap right into those fittings. And I'm just going to try put a hose on the end and just loop it out and back in again. Anyway, keep on going here. So how about that? Local transmission shop had them. These are the fittings, the new ones. And nobody has the adapter pipe. I thought some of the auto shops may have had them on the shelf for their repair parts, but no one does. I've ordered them on Amazon. They're called $397 GM transmission adapter tubes, 3/8, and they snap into this fitting right here. So anyway, I'm going to wait for those to arrive and then continue on here. So here we are. These are the fittings I ordered. I got them on Amazon. They're called $397 transmission line fittings. So I'm just putting them on some hose. This is actually 3/8 fuel injection line. I'm going to put one on each end, and I'm going to take it under there, and hopefully I can snap it into the transmission. I now have both the new fittings in place, So we'll see how this works. Well, there we have it. I have my piece of line and both the new fittings and adapters, and it's snapped in place. So we're going to add some transmission fluid and see if it leaks. So we are back running, and there are no leaks. So before I did this, it was just pouring out under here because the cooler lines were rotten at the transmission. It's all good. Again, I wouldn't recommend doing this if it's a hard-working summer truck, but this is going to be plowing in the winter, and I don't foresee an issue, but it's also an old truck that's sort of getting its last life here. What I did do, I had trouble getting the fittings into those. I had trouble getting the small brass fittings into the end of the new lines in the transmission. Very hard to push it in. So what I did was I took a file and I sort of beveled the edge at about 30 degrees, just slightly, all the way around those brass fittings. Then I sanded it with fine sandpaper, oiled it up good, and it went in. So I couldn't get it in until I did that, and I did get them in here on the bench testing, but in that awkward position I couldn't. So that helped, and any case, it seems to be good. And with comments, I'll make a post if everything continues to run good. Anyway, if you find this useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.